Out of all the people the Eagles could trade, they're talking about Will Parks.
Everybody ain't moving, man. Here. So today we come with the big ass story. Dallas still stinks.
Everybody doing? King Dean back here, and I hope everybody's having a good football Friday. It is Dallas week. I cannot wait. A couple days from now, we are going to double moonwalk that team's ass. Ben DiNucci, the chef, better stop rolling up them meatballs. Now, before I get into this video, there's a few things I have to say, a few announcements. First thing, tonight, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, 4:30 Pacific time, I will be on the Sports Fury's channel. Shout out to Josh and Sean for the Sports Fury. If you haven't, which I'm sure most of you guys know who they are, I'm going to put the link in the description. Go sub them up. But I will be on there. Me and Josh are going to have a little conspiracy theory show. We're going to talk a little conspiracy theory, a little maybe some creepy stuff here and there because it's Halloween tomorrow. We've been trying to do this for months, and I'm finally glad we get to do it again. The first time it was a lot of fun. A lot of people liked it, so I'm excited. If you want to watch it, that's where I will be later this evening. The other thing is, I went ahead and I decided to try something called Flick Chat, okay? And basically, this is something where I can, have a little page where I can put polls up. I could have a chat. You could do all sorts of things, talk about breaking news and things like that. And I think it would be a good place for me to use and utilize, especially when I'm between videos on YouTube. So I'm going to be on there, and if you guys want to join, it's free. I'm going to put the link in the description. I'll be hanging out there a lot, talking Eagles and things like that. So if you want to come out, talk football, see what's going on, maybe get a clue of what my next video might be about, that's a good place. But of course, on Sundays, on game day, during football games, I'm right here on YouTube live streaming, so you don't want to miss that as well. So I will put the link in the description. Hope to see you guys there. Join if you want. It'll be a lot of fun. So let's get into some Eagles talk now. And this is going to be a busy day. I got quite a few videos coming out today. But the first thing I had to discuss this morning was something that was kind of coming out yesterday evening. Didn't have a chance to do a video on it then. But there's a lot of rumors right now about what the Eagles are going to do at the trade deadline, which is Tuesday, which, by the way, I will be streaming for a few hours as we get towards the trade deadline. I think it's 4 o'clock Eastern time on Tuesday. So I will be streaming for that. But there's a lot of rumors, a lot of speculation as to what the Eagles do. I think most people believe the Eagles will be sellers, although I think there are reports basically saying, some people saying they're going to be sellers, some are saying they're going to be buyers. We just don't know. But I think if it's smart, I think the Eagles have to be buyers. And one of the things I want to point out when it comes to trades in the future, because, I've talked a lot about acquiring assets, get more draft picks, and people say to me, and fairly so, they say, hey, look, what's the point of grabbing all these picks and having these assets if Howie Roseman's making the picks? You're going to screw it up anyways. And to me, they make a great point. So I want to clarify that when I talk about getting picks and going into the future, my future involves a Howie Roseman that is not a talent evaluator, that is not making picks. I think one of the main things the Eagles have to do, top priority all season, is get that front office straight. Get Howie Roseman away from evaluating talent, drafting players. If he wants to stay and do contracts, whatever. But you need a real GM, a real talent evaluator in there. So there is no scenario for me that doesn't involve him not being stripped of that title of GM and talent evaluator. You remember when they had Joe Douglas, even though I think he was a front man, it still seemed to work a lot better than what is going on now. And we'll see. Now, I mean, there's a lot of reports. We're getting a lot of different names that the Eagles could possibly be trading. JJ Arcega-Whiteside. A lot of people are saying maybe the Eagles could trade him. He would be a good guy to trade. Now you have the emergence of Travis Fulgham, the TF13. You have, Rager coming back. Maybe even Alshon at some point if he's healthy. Although I would like to trade Alshon. But JJ Arcega-Whiteside is definitely somebody that could get traded. No question about it. I don't think they'll trade him. I don't think Howie Roseman will swallow the pride. I don't think he'll swallow his pride and say, hey, you know what? I screwed this pick up in the second round. I think he's going to live with this guy a little longer, maybe a few years longer, and we're just going to have to deal with it. Another guy that people are talking about possibly trading, and I haven't seen really reports other than people's opinions, is Derek Barnett. A lot of people think, hey, look, he's getting towards the end of his contract. Why not trade him now? Josh Sweat, in many ways, seems like he's playing better than Derek Barnett. I don't think the Eagles will get rid of Derek Barnett, but I do think, and I do agree with people, that if you were to trade Derek Barnett, that you should be able to get something decent for him. You're not going to get a first-round pick. You're not going to get a second-round pick, but you may get a mid-round pick. So that's a name to keep in mind. The other name that we're hearing reports that seem to be fairly accurate is that the Eagles are open to trading Will Parks. Okay? The Eagles are open to trading Will Parks. And I get it, and I don't get it. Okay? First off, I was very excited when the Eagles signed Will Parks because he's a little bit younger. He can play multiple positions in the secondary. He was hurt early on in the year, came back the last two games. First week he was back and playing. I think he got over 50% of defensive snaps. Then that dropped to like, I want to say 28 to 30, somewhere between 28 and 32%. So obviously it seems like he's lost favor with the Eagles. And will they trade him? They may, but what are you really going to get for him? You know, what are you going to get for him? A late pick, something like that. So I think that of all the names we've heard so far, it seems like Will Parks is the most legitimate that could possibly get traded. I think if Ertz was not on the IR, he would be gone. I think you have Alshon Jeffrey. He hasn't even been on the physically unable to perform list. He has been on the active roster. Now he has a hurt calf or whatever. They're saying he's not even going to play versus Dallas. Now, I'm still waiting for the final injury report to come out today, but he ain't going to play. He ain't going to play. It looks like Rager's going to play. He practiced all week, so that's a very good thing to get Rager back, maybe even get Dallas Goedert back. Jason Peters is back, and you guys all know that it sounds like, especially from listening to Doug earlier, they're prepared to move Jordan Mailata back to the bench, I guess. Or maybe they'll move him right tackle if Lane doesn't play, but they're going to take him out of a spot where he's been decent. He isn't perfect, but he's decent and he's clearly got upside. I think this is a big mistake. Doug Peterson was talking at his press conference just a little while ago, and he's talking about how it's comparable to when they benched Nelson Aguilar. Well, don't compare anything to Nelson Stinkalar except Nate Gary. Okay? Who is hurt, by the way. That's what happens when you play football in high heels. What can I say? But the Eagles, it's going to be interesting to see what they do at the trade deadline. If I had to make a prediction for this trade deadline, I say they sell nothing, they buy nothing, they just keep doing what they're doing. But Will Parks could be the guy that is gone before the trade deadline. And I think if something's going to happen, it's going to happen right after that Dallas game that Monday morning because the Eagles are on a bye week. So it is a good week if the Eagles did want to bring in somebody to trade him before the deadline because you got a whole bye week coming up. So we'll see what happens. But Will Parks, he's on the trade block, and I think this one is probably legit that the Eagles are going to shop him. Will they get anything for him? I don't know. We'll have to see. But it is what it is. I shall be back later. Channel membership video today. Also, preview prediction video of the Cowboys-Eagles game. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. And don't be a dingbat.